for Stephenville, Port.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's a pleasure to rise here today and speak to the private member's resolution as presented by the member for Cartwright Lance Leclerc. Yes, there was some confusion. I believe that was certainly acknowledged by the member for Placentia West Bellevue. So just to clarify, and for those maybe tuning in now, I'll read the amended resolution to this private member's resolution here today. Be it resolved that this honourable House supports the government's decision to provide NL seniors benefit a refundable tax credit for low-income seniors, which this province is providing some 45,000 senior households in our province with payments of up to $1,313, the highest amount ever. Now, again, we did acknowledge there was some confusion around the motion earlier, and that was amended. And so I'd actually like to thank the member for Topsail Paradise, the official leader of opposition, for bringing that up. And that's what the opposition's job is certainly to do, to hold us accountable and make corrections and suggestions when necessary. I'm not so sure about him spending his entire time speaking about our mistake. I believe we've acknowledged that mistake, and the important part about today is to talk about the seniors benefit and the provisions in the budget which are beneficial to seniors. The member from Mount Pearl North had just made a few statements I'd like to just kind of correct or give some more context around, if you will. In particular, the benefit of $250 increase for the seniors benefit, and you said that essentially replaces the home heating rebate. Well, in some regards it does to the member from Mount Pearl North. However, hey, that's fine. The $250 rebate, that's a $250 maximum. And what you also need to take into consideration is that not all seniors would qualify for the home heating rebate. In fact, if you were renting and your heat was included in your rental costs, you wouldn't have qualified for the home heating rebate. So now, with the introduction of the seniors benefit, all seniors will qualify for this particular benefit. In addition to that, the administration of the home heating rebate was quite costly. And with our introduction here, we're actually saving funds in that regard. And yes, this does account for $250. But in addition to that, there's another benefit for seniors which you did not mention at all, and that's the Newfoundland Labrador income supplement benefit that will also be provided to our seniors. A couple other provisions I'd like to touch on, and I don't have a whole lot of time due to some amendments here today to speak, and we are anticipating the member for Cartwright Lance Leclerc to close on the debate. We have the healthy living assessments. So under the Department of Health right now, we're looking at assessments to keep seniors in their home longer, and that will reduce costs on our healthcare system and reduce costs of long-term care. We have $2 million in the budget for exploring and planning options for long-term care facilities in Western Newfoundland as well as Central Newfoundland as well, and that's a direct benefit for our seniors. We're looking at long-term planning, and we're looking towards our future. And while there was some tough decisions in this budget, there's certainly some great provisions for seniors, because we need to understand right now what the next 10, 20, 30 years are going to bring. And when we look at our demographics right now, even in the country as a whole, there's more people over the age of 65 than there are under the age of 15. Our population is rapidly aging. We're expected to have the highest percentage of seniors in the country in just 20 years from now. The highest percentage of seniors in the country will be in Newfoundland and Labrador in 20 years from now. So when you look at long-term planning and correcting the fiscal mess that we're facing right now, because we're anticipating costs to seniors, we're anticipating extra cost to our healthcare system. And so right now, taking the measures that we have, we're looking towards the future, and in doing so, we're putting these provisions in place to assure that the most vulnerable are not affected. The member from Mount Pearl North, as well as the member from Topsail Paradise, also mentioned some of the fee increases that are going to be drastic to the seniors, and the fee increases. Well, if you look at the fee increase budget document, you'll in fact see that seniors are exempt from several fee increases, particularly around driver's license and driver's registration, and they're exempt from those fee increases. So I'm not sure where they're going with fee increases. Perhaps a $2 ticket increase to an Arts and Culture Centre show or something may play a factor there. I'm not quite sure. But you can't just say all these fee increases as an all-encompassing as a whole. In addition to that, our government is committed to an Office of the Seniors Advocate, and that's a statutory office similar to that of the Office of the Child and Youth Advocate. And the Seniors Advocate Office is important. I think that's a very important measure that we've put in place, as there needs to be a particular venue for the voices to be heard. In addition to the Seniors Advocate Office, the Seniors Resource Centre This budget allocates some $300,000 to the Seniors Resource Centre, and that's going to enhance their referral and information system. And because oftentimes trying to navigate these systems and trying to navigate where benefits are and what services you can access becomes a bit time-consuming and can be confusing for some, and particularly seniors. And so the Office of the Seniors Advocate, as well as enhanced and increased funding to the Seniors Resource Centre, is certainly meant to alleviate some of that burden. In addition to that, today we had a great announcement in partnership with our federal counterparts with respect to the temporary deficit reduction levy. And this measure came in place as a direct result of the work of our MPs of this province in terms of their lobby efforts and looking at ways in which they can help Newfoundland and Labrador right now. And so certainly applaud them for their efforts in doing that. And as a direct result, the threshold now for the temporary deficit levy is $50,000. So I would wager to believe most seniors in this province will certainly not be subject to the temporary deficit reduction levy. And further, it speaks volumes to the fact that we called it temporary to begin with, and we called it temporary, and we said we would remove this as soon as we had an opportunity to do so. And over the last course of the couple of weeks, with the efforts from our members of Parliament, we've now been presented with the opportunity to do that, and we've done just that. Also, our federal government counterparts have introduced measures in their budget. They've introduced measures in their budget which came down in March, which also have direct benefits for our seniors. And that will be top up to the guaranteed income supplement. We also have funding from the federal government that's going to look at ways in which every province in the country can leverage funds for affordable housing. Our federal counterparts have committed to a review of CPP and CPP contributions and how that works. And further, the federal government has also decreased the old age security, the OAS eligibility age, which was previously going to go up to 67, and brought it right back down and held through on their promise to keep it at 65. So in looking at some of the provisions that the federal government have made to help seniors, we've certainly followed suit on that. Again, the Newfoundland Labrador income supplement benefit is one, the enhanced seniors benefit is another. And with the seniors benefit as well, you know, our government held some roundtable discussions back in 2014 and went around and spoke to some of the seniors in the province. And one thing that they pointed out with the seniors benefit was they said, we get this fee annually. We get this lump sum every fall, usually around October, of approximately $900, could be up to $1,000. And well, it's a great benefit, and it's a great chunk of money at that particular time of the year. But what seniors told us is this. They said, one lump sum fee in October doesn't help me out the rest of the year. So what we've done is we've gone ahead with quarterly installments. And based on this budget, with respect to the first two installments, they'll essentially mirror the amount that they would get in the fall, the $900 to $1,000 figure, depending on income, will be anywhere from $850 to $1,000 come the fall for your first payment. But further, seniors will then see another payment in January, then they'll see another payment in April, and another one in July, and then again in the fall. So we're spreading out the funds over the course of a year in quarterly installments, specifically to help them get through the year. You know, with respect to seniors, I have great respect for seniors. Both of my parents are seniors. I don't know if they'd be happy if I pointed that out here, but it is a fact. I've spent a number of years working directly with seniors, and particularly with seniors around affordable housing and affordable housing concerns. And in fact, just a couple of years ago, I helped a landlord developer in the Stephenville Port-au-Port district review the Affordable Housing Initiative Agreement and apply for funding through Newfoundland and Labrador Housing to build affordable housing units for seniors. The 10-plex that was built was just constructed in the town of Kippens. Certainly a tremendous benefit to seniors there. And of course, under the Affordable Housing Initiative, the whole intent is to provide seniors with a affordable place to live and maintain those rental rates for a period of time. You know, with respect to seniors as well, the member for Torngat Mountains has really puts a good lens on things when I get the chance to have a conversation with him, and the Aboriginal lens in particular. And the Aboriginal lens always looks at respecting your elders. It always looks at respecting your elders and looking after those who have got you where you are here today. And, you know, I certainly think that we took that into consideration when we delivered this budget, and that's why we came up with the enhanced seniors benefit, the income supplement benefit, amongst other provisions, including the Seniors Advocate Office as well. So, you know, I just want to point out that as much as there can be some negativity with respect to the opposition and taking away on certain points, there certainly is a lot of good in this budget, and there's certainly a lot of good news for seniors. And to those I've spoken with, they certainly are welcome to the fact that this fund under the seniors benefit will be spread out over the course of a year. Mr. Speaker, my time is running short. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.